When teaching a group piano class, it's essential to have control over everything in the room. The MLC-200 Bass Music Lab system comes with everything you need for one teacher to manage 8 students, instruments and iPads sold separately. Let's take a look at the individual components of the MLC-200 Bass. The first component is the signal processor, the MRX-7D. Think of the MRX-7D as a digital mixer where your iPad is the control surface. This uses a digital audio format called Dante to transport all of the audio routings in the lab. The Ethernet switch. This component is the central hub for your lab. It connects all the other components together and powers them. You'll need one for every 8 student instruments in your lab. The instrument box. The MLA-200 sits on each instrument and is where each student's setup connects to the lab. The headphones, the microphone, the instrument audio, and the instrument USB all connect to this heavy-duty component. In addition to local volume controls, there are also convenient mic on-off and call buttons that students can easily access. Dip switches give each MLA-200 a unique unit ID number in the network. Each student will require a headset with microphone. The MLC-200 Bass system includes 9, 8 for the students and 1 for the teacher. The Yamaha Music Lab's Dante digital audio platform uses shielded twisted pair Cat5e cabling with compatible shielded RJ45 connectors. The MLC-200 Bass includes enough Ethernet cables for 1 teacher and 8 students. An iPad is required for controlling the Yamaha Music Lab. Download the free ML Touch app from the App Store to get started, even if you haven't installed your system yet. A Wi-Fi router is required for the teacher's iPad to control the system. The Wi-Fi router included with the MLC-200 Bass comes pre-configured as a private network. Just connect it to the switch and you're ready to go. Now, let's take a look at how the components connect to each other. Take an available shielded twisted pair Ethernet cable and connect the MRX-7D's primary jack to port 10 of the Yamaha Ethernet switch. Then, take another shielded twisted pair Ethernet cable and connect the MRX-7D's secondary jack to any available LAN port on the Wi-Fi router. This will leave you with 9 ports open and available on the Ethernet switch for the student and teacher instrument boxes. Now, let's connect the MLA-200 instrument boxes to the Ethernet switch. For an 8-student lab, connect the boxes for students 1 through 8 to Ethernet ports 1 through 8. Then connect the teacher's MLA-200 to Ethernet port 9. Please note, the MLA-200 instrument boxes require power over Ethernet. Ensure that the instrument boxes are only connected to Ethernet ports that deliver PoE. To connect your instruments, connect 1/4-inch stereo cable from the headphone jack of each instrument to the input jack on the MLA-200. And finally, connect a headset to the main headphone jack on each instrument box. When using duo mode, where 2 students are at each instrument, plug an additional headset into the duo jack of each MLA-200. If you plan on using the MIDI functionality of the system, like resetting student instrument sounds or automatically engaging duo mode for students, standard USB cables are required. Connect the instrument's USB to host port to the USB port on the MLA-200. If your lab requires the audio from a computer or smart device at each student station, simply plug the audio output from the device into your instrument's aux input to patch it into the lab system. A pair of wireless stereo headphones is included with the MLC-200 Bass system. They allow you to listen to any student from anywhere in the room. Just connect the headphone's transmitter input to the duo jack of the teacher's instrument box. Grab your iPad, and you're free to give students personal one-on-one instruction. If you'd like to add a wireless microphone to your Yamaha Music Lab, connect a microphone cable to the Euroblock cable port on the back of the MRX-7D. Adjust the wireless mic level from anywhere using the mixer page of the ML Touch app. If you need to expand your lab beyond 8 student instruments, you will need additional MLA-200s and at least 1 additional Ethernet switch. Each switch can handle up to 8 student instruments. To connect another switch to your lab, use a shielded twisted pair Ethernet cable to connect port 10 from the first switch to port 10 on the second. Then connect the MRX-70's primary jack to port 9 of the second switch. Ports 1 through 8 are for the additional MLA-200 instrument boxes. Each new box will need to be configured via its dip switches to have a unique ID on the network. Refer to the MLA-200 Owner's Manual for dip switch settings. Once all of the additional components are connected and all of the dip switches are set, you will need a Windows PC to run the final configuration. Plug your PC into an available LAN port on the Wi-Fi router. Start up the ML-config tool and enter the total number of MLA-200 instrument boxes you are using in the lab, including the teachers. When finished, click Confirm. The program will scan the network, confirm the dip switches are set properly, and the number entered matches the actual number of MLA-200s. Once the OK message appears, click Apply, close the app, and disconnect the PC. The final step is to download the ML Touch app and connect your iPad to the system via Wi-Fi. The Wi-Fi router included with the MLC-200 base system is configured with a hidden network. To connect, go to the Wi-Fi menu of your iPad. Under Choose a Network, select Other, and enter the name MLC-200 Lab. Then, enter the password Yamaha MLC with a capital Y and a capital MLC. Start the ML Touch app and it will automatically connect to the system. You are now ready to begin using the app and enjoy all of the features of the Yamaha Music Lab. It is recommended that you use a professional installer familiar with Dante digital audio networking technology. For additional questions about the MLC-200 Music Lab, contact Yamaha Customer Support